welcome everyone to the latest edition of Casino Life and Sports Betting Operator and Casino Life Ukraine interviews. And today we've got Helen Keane. She's the General Manager of the Shangri La Casino, Kyiv. Welcome, Helen.
Thanks, Peter. It's really nice to be here with you.
Helen, first question is, how is life in Kyiv and how has been the transition from being General Manager at a Shangri La Casino, Belarus, to the Shangri La Casino, Kyiv?
There's quite a big difference. Shangri La Minsk is a very small location, so I've moved into a much bigger location. And as casinos have been closed for so long, the majority of people we employed didn't actually have any casino experience. So it was quite difficult in the beginning, but now that a few months have passed, everyone's coming together as a team, everyone's learning. So the transition's been okay.
Excellent. Well, Kyiv has a superb range of restaurants. That includes the Fairmont Hotel where your casino is located. Have you had a chance to sample the food at the Fairmont and any other restaurants in the city?
Absolutely. I mean, we're very proud and pleased to be part of the Fairmont because it is one of the top hotels here in Kyiv. We've got a great relationship with them and they provide fantastic service. So we're really happy from that point of view. Yeah, I do manage to get to restaurants now and again when I'm not eating at work. And so, yeah, there's some very good restaurants here, very tasty food, very good service. So, yeah.
Excellent. Well, how was the official grand opening of the Shangri La Casino?
Well, I'm very fortunate that I've got a really experienced, great marketing department who've actually been with Storm for many years. So they put in a lot of effort and it was a huge, huge success. Very busy night. And as you know, we had Vera Brezhneva and she was very popular, good concert, great music. And all we had from all our people was just positive comments. Yeah, so well done to my marketing department.
Fantastic. So how has there been any alterations to the gaming and slots since the opening of the casino? Have you made any changes, move arounds?
Yeah, we have actually, because the first day that we opened, we were actually quite surprised at the head count. We hadn't really done much advertising and we were busy from the first day. So it just took a few weeks. And after a few weeks, we put in extra tables. So we went from 20 tables to 26. Then we also introduced stud poker. So we went to 28 tables. So we have actually increased our tables and slots as well in the past few months because business was
excellent,
busy.
excellent.
Yeah,
fantastic. Well, so what is the growth rate of patrons at the casino since the opening? Have you got any kind of tracker on all of that?
Yeah, I mean, we can see like a steady increase in our head counts, and obviously we're busy on weekends when people are not working. One of the things that we have noticed is we've probably got about 60% local people and we had about 40% foreigners. That was more in the summer. Now as it's coming to the autumn, we've got more local players and less foreigners. But we do see a nice steady increase in the head count here. So we're very optimistic.
Excellent. Well, what has been the casino doing to attract more players into the bricks and mortar casinos since the reopening? Because obviously we had this 10 years and you know, with them we had the pandemic and everyone's been sat in and you know there's been a lot of activity, gambling stuff online and things. So is there any kind of proactive way of the organizations tracking players from, you know, now that things have opened up online there as well into bricks and mortar?
Well, to be honest, in Kyiv, they never really lost the bricks and mortar casinos because for the past 10 years, there was a lot of illegal casinos. In fact, there still are. So the only difference is just people understanding that it's much better and much safer to gamble in a legal place where we follow the legislation and everything. So bricks and mortars never actually went away. And if you look at online players and people who like to play in a live casino, they are actually two different types of people. You know, a lot of people come to the casino more for the atmosphere and they want a live dealer. So that hasn't really been a problem for us. And now that there are legal casinos in Ukraine, I think a lot of these illegal casinos will slowly start to close down as their players start realizing the benefit of playing in a proper legislated casino.
I understand. I mean, getting on to commented on legislation things, getting legislation correct is never easy in any country the world over. However, what benefits can Ukraine gain from some maybe alterations to existing laws?
Yeah, I think that the law hasn't really been thought out properly. I mean, one of the worst things that they've got at the moment is a tax on winnings. So anybody who wins, they have to pay something like 19.5% tax, which of course, if you go to any other country next door, you go to Poland, you go to Belarus, you don't have that sort of situation. So that's very off-putting for players. And of course, players who don't want to pay it, they'll go to the illegal casinos because the illegal casinos wouldn't enforce it. So I think that this is something that they should really be looking at to change in the law. We've also got the situation where you've got a maximum buy-in, because everything goes through. If you've got a cash buy-in, the maximum buy-in is about $1,700 in local currency, in hryvnia. So of course, if you've got a foreign player arriving who wants to buy in for a lot of money, doesn't have a credit card, it's very difficult. And then if they win, nobody wants to pay this tax on winnings. So I think there are some things that the government really need to look at, and they need to make the changes so that people stop going to the illegal casinos. But of course, right now, there is a bit of competition in that sense.
I understand. I mean, from a medium to longer term standpoint, are there plans for Shangri La to extend in Ukraine? I mean, obviously, with the current laws in place, it does kind of handcuff organisations, and I think that obviously, as you say, the government need to review these laws, because there's an awful lot to be gained, as you know, from tourism in cities and towns, and a casino is very much part of that mix. And you know, knocking it back 10-15 years, Kyiv had some big high rollers in town, and although you've got the illegals, you know, those type of people, they want to step into the legit stuff, and like what you have, but at the moment, from what you're saying, that is a barrier to it. So
Yeah.
with that in mind, I mean, are there, you know, do you think that there is momentum, and the government could look to maybe review these situations, and therefore, you know, changes can be made in the next 6 months or so, year?
Well, that's what we're really hoping for, because you know, Ukraine is such a great location. It's a great city to visit. It's also sort of the center of Europe, so it's very easy for people to come here. So I think it could become a real good gaming hub for this whole region. And our company, I mean, we're cautiously optimistic that the government will start making changes to the law that will make it more investor friendly. Because right now, for another international company to step into the market, there are a lot of barriers. Our company, we've already started a project that we're going to open in Kharkov, which should be around about December. But as you say, it is difficult. There are barriers. So we're really just hoping that the government does make the changes that are needed to help the industry grow.
I see. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to say, are you enjoying your time now in Kyiv and the life there?
Yeah, I am. The people are very friendly, very open, willing to learn, very enthusiastic. I'm not looking forward to the winter because I don't like the cold, but it's a beautiful city, and yeah, I'm enjoying it here very much.
Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today, Helen, and we'll look to catch up with you in the future, and also in a few months' time at the Gaming Industry Show. So for the meantime, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and we look forward to catching up with you a bit later in the year.
Great, thanks very much. Speak to you soon.
Speak soon. Bye.